Now, when you talk about debts, there is what we call good debts and bad debts. Now, good debts are the ones that you take, you borrow money because you have a plan to invest in business or invest in something that is income generating, something that is going to give you returns. And so if you're able to manage that money that you've borrowed, you will be able to get profit and even be able to use that particular project or business to repay back that money that you borrowed. So that is actually good debt. So when I talk about debts, it doesn't mean that debts are bad. They can be good depending on how you approach them. So that is good debts, where you use that money that you've gotten to ensure that there is a return that is coming in that is going to give you some profit, bring some benefit to you, and also help you repay that particular amount of money that you have taken. But again, we have what we call bad debts. Now, that is where now there's a big challenge. This is where you borrow money and you don't have a plan. You plan to spend that money in something that is not going to bring an income, something that is not going to help you repay the debts. And so that one can become a big burden. And that is what I want to talk about today, because I know majority or many, we may be in that situation whereby we are really in bad debts, and bad debts are really killing us. They're really killing us. And as I share with you, this is an experience I've also had. I think all of you, and even you that are watching me in this particular video, you may be in that particular situation whereby you took a bad debt, and that bad debt is actually killing you. Now, what I mean by killing you does not mean really ending your life or such, but it is really messing you up, that you find you have no joy. You find that you're not able to engage in the normal life because that debt is really a big burden to you. It becomes a big burden to you that you're not able to function normally. Now, we need to avoid bad debts. We need to avoid bad debts, because bad debts will kill us, will kill our passion, will kill our zeal, will kill your joy. And I know most of the time we don't fail to borrow because, we borrow because we would want to make some advancement, we want to make some progress. But again, I want to encourage us, and I'm also encouraging myself, that it is very much important to be in good debts. But bad debts actually will mess you up. It is going to rob you your joy. It is going to rob you your peace. It is going to, because you'll be running up and down, paying the debts, and you're paying the debts when you don't actually have the money. And so you keep on borrowing. Actually, you borrow from one place to another. You keep on borrowing. And that is something that I would want to encourage anyone to avoid at all costs, those bad debts. Or even debts, all of it, you can be able to avoid it. But again, I'm not also trying to nullify that debts are bad. Sometimes you need to borrow some money to make some steps, because if you're working or if you're doing a business and you want to acquire a home, you want to, there's a bigger step, you want to buy a car, at some point you may need to get some money, borrow some money. But again, you need to have a very good plan. Yes, you need to have a very good plan. So please, let us try at all costs to avoid those bad debts. And again, also, if we have some debts, it's good also to repay them, because when you don't repay them, again, they become a big challenge to all of you. They can be a challenge to me, they can be a challenge to you. So let us have those good debts that are really bringing some money that is going to help us to pay that money that was borrowed, or that money that making us some good profit. But when you have some debts that are really wearing you down, I'm telling you, it is going to mess you up. And possibly, as I talk to you in this video, you might be in that situation whereby you are in a debt, and any single shilling that is coming in from your salary, any single shilling that is coming on from your business, anything, even when you receive some token from a friend or someone just comes and blesses you with some money, you don't enjoy that money because it goes to paying that debt. And I'm telling you, you can really suffer. You can really have a very miserable life. And so I want to encourage you, if you are not able, if you are not in need of borrowing, kindly don't borrow. If you're not able to borrow, if you don't need to borrow, don't borrow, because you'll be getting yourself into a pit that may be a big challenge to remove yourself. Yes. So let us have those good debts, but bad debts, let's do them away, because they will suck the energy from us. They will make us not be able to have that peace. Yes. They will make us not to have that peace. It's good for you to avoid all that. I know the economy is very challenging. We are going through a very tough time all over the world. There are challenges everywhere. I'm not able to say this country is doing well. We have some countries that have good economies, there are opportunities. But at large, life is very tough. Yes, and sometimes we need to borrow here and there. But let us try as much as we can to avoid the bad debts, because bad debts will kill you. It will kill your joy. It will kill your life. You'll be waking up, and even sometimes you'll even lack sleep. You lack sleep, I'm telling you. It's not so good. It is not so good. It messes everything about you, and you don't become productive. You become so unproductive, because all the energy is spent on thinking, how do I repay that money? How do I make sure that I'm able to repay the money? I'm able to be out of that bad debts. And this one can take years. It can take years. Like if you borrowed a lot of money and you don't have a stable income just to pay it off all at once or within a short time, you will find within 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, even many years, it becomes a big challenge. And so let us avoid at all costs. Let us avoid at all costs, because bad debts will really mess us up. And even debts, try your level best. I know it might not be possible for you to clear the debts once, but I'm telling you, the moment you'll clear the debts, you'll feel a sigh of relief. You'll feel a sigh of relief. And I know sometimes we get into debt because we want to live a comfortable life. We want to acquire some things. But I want to encourage you, just live within your means. Just live within your means, because I know there's some of us who are in debt because we are competing with other people. There's a video I did about competing with people, and I said, just check it out in my video. I said we should not compete with anyone, because sometimes you're in debt. Because all of us, we're in debt for different reasons. You may be in debt because you're competing with other people. You're competing with your neighbor. You're competing with your age mate. You're competing with your classmates. Just live your own life so that you don't get into those debts. It is going to be a bigger burden to you. It will rob you the joy, to rob you the peace that you need. Yes. Thank you guys for always coming in, and let's avoid debts at all costs, because debts can really kill us completely. See you in my next one. Remember to subscribe so that wherever I load a video, you're able to get the notification and you can be able to watch it. See you guys in my next one.